Hello everyone, welcome to our Creo Learning Session number 20 on basic drafting, and I'm Trisha from Product Labs. Creo Drafting is a comprehensive 2D CAD module which meets the needs of product designers and mechanical engineers and helps to convert the 3D models into 2D drawings. It's a tool or language using which designer communicates design to manufacturers. Therefore, every designer must have good command on this tool. So let's get started to explore in details.
Let us consider this sheet metal part for drawing creation. Open a new drawing file either from File menu or using top icon button. Name it as you wish. Here it is named as E100-001. Uncheck this box and click on OK button. Before we start creating a drawing, we need to have a template or drawing format. Templates or formats can be chosen from Creo inbuilt library. First option, use template to be used when we have some inbuilt templates, as you can see in the list populated here. We can choose any of the template populated in this list based on the drawing size. Template can be browsed from any specific location in the computer as well. Second option is empty with format, where drawing format would appear without any drawing views. Let us browse the format by clicking on Browse button. You can see various format and sizes are available. The last option is called Empty. We can change the orientation to portrait or to landscape. Drawing sheet size can be changed from this drop-down menu. For the variable orientation, we have to specify the size manually. Choose the orientation as landscape. Since this part is sheet metal part with a family table with an instance of flat pattern, we can see generic and flat pattern option here. Since we used empty option, therefore no format is available in the drawing. In the bottom left corner, there are few tags displayed such as scale, part name and sheet size, which can be changed by clicking on them. For now, we have clicked on size. A pop-up window appears. In this window, we have entry of formats in second column. Here, we can choose any format we want, or else we can browse to some specific one. In this case, we are going ahead with ProDAC format. Now, click on OK button. Now you can see the ProDAC format in your screen. Now we'll look at different tabs in the menu bar and the functions available in each tab. Current tab is the Layout tab, which deals with drawing size, format, views and their setup. Next tab is the Table tab, which allows us to insert or delete tables. BOM tables are also inserted from here. These are some of the table edit options. Next tab is called Annotate, where options are available to add dimensions, GD&T, notes, symbols, and all other annotations. Moving forward to next tab item, which is Sketch. Here options are given to add any sketch in the drawing, such as line, circle, ellipse, and many more. Now we'll draw a circle here. We'll just place it randomly somewhere in the drawing area. Now, let us move ahead to Tools tab. Here, we can set the parameters of the model like name, drawn by, checked by, and so on. Other important item in this tab is Relations. Using Relations option, we can relate dimensions using an equation. Next item in the tab is called View. Here, options are given to zoom in, zoom out, and to pan. We can also hide or show datums, axes, and points. If we want to edit or delete an existing entity in the drawing, we need to go to respective tab for that. For example, if we want to edit this circle, we won't be able to do so by keeping Table tab active. To do this, we have to activate respective tab first, which is Sketch tab. You can notice that we are unable to select the circle even in Annotate tab. Now, let us try in Sketch tab. Here, we are able to select the circle. Now, switch back to Table tab and see how can we create tables. Now click on the Table button in the top left corner. Select the number of rows and columns by hovering the mouse over the displayed table. Once selection is done, it can be placed in the drawing area. Now we have successfully inserted a table in the drawing. It can be edited as well by adding columns or rows. Also, columns and rows can be merged together or even we can delete them. First, we are showing as how to add columns. Now we'll add rows into this table. For deletion, select the row or column and then right-click. Select the Delete option from pop-up menu. Now we'll see how to merge the cells. Click on the button labeled as Merge Cell and then select the cells to be merged. While selecting multiple cells, keep the Control button pressed. Now delete the table to proceed for drawing creation. Let us fill the title block first at the bottom right corner. It will consist of drawing number, part description, and other parameters. Measuring units and number of sheets also need to be added in the title block. This drawing is in metric, so we'll type millimeter here. Now we'll create a general view first. For this, right-click in the drawing region and pick the option called General View. In the pop-up window, set to default all and click on OK button. A view appears in the drawing area together with the pop-up window. Now we'll cancel this and try out the second option. Right-click in the drawing area once again and select the option General View. This time, we won't be selecting default option. Click in the drawing area. A view along with pop-up window appears. The pop-up window is displaying the various view types. We can choose any of them and click on Apply button. In this example, we'll show as how to generate front, top, and left views. We can orient these views by any amount of angle. To do that, select the option Angle under View Orientation and then fill in the angle. You can see that view is changing its orientation when we click on Apply button. Now click on OK button. Move the view towards top by selecting and dragging it. Now we want to draw projection views of this view. To do this, select View and right-click. In the pop-up menu, select the option Projection View. The moment we select this option, projection view outlines appear. We can project the view in any direction. You can see other projection directions as well. Now we'll insert a general view in the drawing. Right-click anywhere in the drawing area and select the option General View from the pop-up menu, and then click OK in the pop-up window. General View appears in the drawing. Close the pop-up window by clicking on OK button. Adjust the view position by moving it around. We can change the properties of view like scale, display, section and so on by getting into Property menu. To do this, select the view and then right-click. Select the option Properties. A pop-up window appears. This window lists out various categories we can modify. Current displayed category is View Display. We can change various parameters like display style and tangent edge display. Once selected, click on Apply button. We can also change the view display to shaded, wireframe, hidden and so on. Similarly, we can change display parameter of isometric view also. Make tangent edge display as dimmed for better look and display. You can notice that the views can be moved around easily, so we need to lock them. To do this, select the view and right-click. Select Lock View Movement in the pop-up menu. Now views are locked in its position. To unlock the movement, select the Lock View Movement option once again. If we need to change the scale of drawing sheet, then navigate to the bottom left corner of the window. We can click on the scale and then change it as needed. Adjust the view position in the sheet by dragging them. To change the view scale, we can go to Properties of the view by left-click menu, and in the pop-up window, select Scale option. Here, we can input any value for custom scale of the view. Custom scale value will appear just below the view. Now, we'll learn to create half partial and broken view from any existing drawing view. For explanation purpose, we'll choose this view. Right-click and select the view properties from the menu. Now, go to Visible Area. Here, View Visibility option has a drop-down list to choose from. Let us select Half View List. Now, we have to provide half view reference plane. After selecting the reference plane, we can see view has changed to half. Now change it back to full view again. Now select the option Partial View to create partial view. Now we need to define reference point and geometry for partial view. Select the whole edge as reference point and then draw a freehand sketch to enclose the view need to be shown. Remember that the point selected should remain inside the profile. So now we have partial view ready. Now change it back to full view once again so that we can try out broken view. Now select the broken view option. We need to define break lines for this. Click on the plus sign and then draw the first break line. We can have different styles of break line. Select anything depending upon your requirement and choice. And then click on Apply to complete the operation. Now we can reposition these broken views. This option is very helpful when any particular view of an object is too big compared to other views. Next, we'll learn to create section view. Select the top view and go to the properties of this view. In this pop-up window, we have an option for the section at the left. We'll click on that option. Select the 2D cross-section option. Now, we have to add the section by clicking on the plus sign. Now, select A and click on Apply. Please take note that the section must be available in the model itself before we can call it in the drawing. Now we'll add projection arrows for this section view. To do this, right-click on the section view and select the option Add Arrows. And then click on the view where arrows to be added. Now, if we want to adjust the spacing or angle of hatch lines in section view, then we have to go to Layout tab. Now, click on the hatch lines. A pop-up menu appears. All the parameters of hatching are listed out in this menu. Let us click on spacing. Now you can select half, double, or even you can give any custom space. To change the angle of hatch lines, select the option Angle in the pop-up menu. Here we can choose any predefined value or can give custom value as well. Similarly, there are many more parameters we can play around, like solid fill, line style, and so on. We can also add additional lines in the hatch. We have provision to delete them as well by selecting Delete option. Now we'll add the flat pattern view of this part into drawing. To do this, click on the button labeled as Drawing Models in the top menu bar. Now select the option Add Model in the pop-up window. Once we click on Add Model option, a window appears where we can select the flat pattern model. Now click on Open button. Now, navigate to bottom left corner and click on Name. A list of paths pops up. Select the second item in the list which we added just now. This model is Flat Pattern Model. Now right-click anywhere in the screen and select General View option from pop-up menu. Click OK here. Using the options in this window, we can change the orientation of the flat pattern as needed. Change the scale and display style of this view from their respective menu categories. Adjust the view position and dimensions by dragging them to correct place. To drag the dimension of view, we need to select them by clicking on them and then drag. Adjust this text and then go to Annotate tab. Here we have a button labeled as Show Model Annotation, which is used to display the annotation like dimensions, axis, centerline, and others. Let us click on this. A pop-up window appears. In this window, we have 6 different tabs which deal with different kind of annotations like dimensions, geometric tolerances, notes, and so on. We'll be showing model datums first, which can be done by the last tab. So, click on the last tab and then select the view where we want to display these annotations. The moment we select the view, annotations will appear in the view, and then we have to make selection of these annotations in the view itself, followed by click on Apply button in the pop-up window, or else we can select annotations one by one by checking them in pop-up window and then click on Apply button. Also, we can have center line displayed in the views. Now, we'll add manually created dimensions into the drawing. To do this, click on the icon labeled as Dimensions in the top menu bar under the tab Annotate. We'll show the width of part as first dimension. So, first click on outer edge of right side wall and then press Ctrl key and then click on the opposite side wall edge while keeping the Ctrl key pressed. After this, press center mouse button to place the dimension. Similarly, we can dimension other areas as well. This diameter arrow style can be changed to flipped one. To do this, select the dimension and then right-click on it. After that, select Flip Arrow option from pop-up menu. So, this is how we create manual dimensions. Please note that manual dimensions cannot be edited as these are not parametric, meaning to say that if model is changed, dimensions won't get updated automatically. Let us delete all these created dimensions and create parametric dimensions. Now click on the button labeled as Show Model Annotations in top menu bar. A pop-up window appears. In this window, click on the first tab which is for dimensions explained earlier in this session. After that, select the view in which we want to populate dimensions. Now view gets populated with all the dimensions. This button can be clicked to select all the dimensions in one go, and the adjacent button can be clicked to deselect all the selection in one go. Now we'll select those dimensions which we want to keep in this view. Once selection is done, click on Apply button in the pop-up menu. We can adjust the dimensions by repositioning them, flipping the arrows or text. Also, we can pull the dimensions leaders as well. All this can be done by selecting the dimension and then right-clicking on that. A pop-up menu appears with a lot of options which can be used for these purposes. The drawing view must be neat and clean, and all the dimensions must be readable easily, and this is the reason that this exercise is must. If there is an intersection of dimension lines, it has to be cleared by breaking the line. Now, we'll dimension the broken view also in the same manner by using Show Model Annotation option. Clean up the dimensions as usual by dragging them into proper places. In Creo, there is an option to move dimensions from one view to another view. For example, this dimensions 26 can be moved from this view to broken view. Please note that this utility is valid for parametric dimensions only. Now move it back to top view. To change the properties of dimensions value, right-click on it and go to Properties menu. Here, in this pop-up window, we can change the display decimal places and other parameters. Under the Display tab, you can change the dimension in Basic or Inspection Type Dimensions. Or we can add any prefix of or suffix to the dimensions from here. In the Text Style tab, we can change the font and size of the text. We can also change the color of dimension text from here. Now we'll be adding a note in the drawing. To do this, click on the Note button. It has got many options of leader line. Select as needed. First, we'll be placing an unattached note which does not have any leader line. After selecting Unattached Note option, we can simply write what we want. Once done, click Center Mouse button to come out. Next, we can try out Leader Note, which is most commonly used in the drawings. So, upon clicking this option, we get a note box attached with the leader line which can be attached to any entity we want. Now we'll create snap lines which help to align the dimensions. If we want to find out any command in Creo, we can use this box. We'll search for snap line command in this search box. Now, you can see that it's showing up the location of this command button. Now, select the command and then select the view where snap line need to be created. Now enter the number of lines to be created. We can offset this line also by choosing Offset Object option. Manual alignment of dimensions may lead to an error in alignment, and that's why we use snap lines. We are showing snap line creation once again for broken view. Please follow carefully. If you're not satisfied with the spacing, click again on the line and change it in the prompt field. Now we can start aligning the dimensions with respect to snap lines. Next, we'll learn to change the font type and size of a text. For example, select this text and then right-click. We can change the font properties in this pop-up window. Next, if we want to change any of the drawing properties like text height, text thickness, arrow style, and so on, then we have to go to Drawing Properties through File menu. A pop-up window appears where we can change the values of these parameters according to our choice. After changing the parameter value, click on Add Change button followed by Apply button. These settings can be saved as .dtl file, which is drawing configuration file. Can do so by clicking on Save icon button on the top of this pop-up window. Now, we can export this drawing in various formats. To do this, go to Save As menu item and click on Export. Here, we can choose the format of our choice. For now, we'll go with PDF. Here in the pop-up window, we'll use monochrome as color scheme and choose Stroke All Fonts option under Content tab and then click on OK. Now click on Export. Give the location to save the file and click OK. Now we have PDF output of the drawing ready. So, this was the basic learning on drawing creation in Creo Parametric. Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can find us on social media. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.